Hello everyone, welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. For today's preview, as the Ospreys take on the Sharks on Friday in the first clash of the third round of the United Rugby Championship and the second last match for South African sides before they get a bit of a break from the competition and will only sort of resume stuff back towards the end of November, where in theory travel sort of restrictions permitting, they will in fact host their first couple of home games. So 2 more games for the South African teams to try and make a bit of a mark on the competition, try and get some points on the board, try and maybe get their first sort of win under the belt in the case of the Sharks, Stormers and the Bulls, who have yet to get a win this season. Obviously the Lions getting their first win in the first game, but all 4 South African sides going down last weekend. Now for the Sharks, it doesn't get much easier really. After a difficult game against Glasgow Warriors, where I thought that they had a very good second half and looked much more sort of comfortable at the level of rugby they were playing, they now will be taking on Ospreys side, which boasts a number of international stars, as well as some very, very informed players. And it was also very much a rotated Sharks side for this weekend. Sean Everett opting to give a couple of his players some time off and has rotated quite a lot of his big stars onto the bench. Before we look at the teams themselves, please do smash like on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. We will be live for this game. I should be hopefully taking you guys through. But in terms of the team, this is how the teams line up. So this is the Ospreys side. Now, immediately, there's a very big name that sort of stands out. And that is the return of veteran Welsh lock ALUN Wyn-Jones, who will partner not former, but current British and Irish Lions lock Adam Beard, and both those 2 players getting caps, getting more caps in the case of ALUN Wyn-Jones, but Adam Beard getting capped this year during the tour. And so it's an all British and Irish Lions lock combination in that second row, which is huge considering the sort of, in many ways, the inexperience within the Sharks front row in terms of international experience. But the front row for the Ospreys will be Nicky Smith, Sam Perry and Tomo Francis, then Adam Beard and ALUN Wyn-Jones behind them. The back row will feature Will Griffiths, Jack Morgan and Morgan Morris. Been quite impressed with Will Griffiths in his first couple of games. Reece Webb will captain the side next to Gareth Anscombe, who was actually voted as the URC Player of the Week last week. He's in very, very good form. I think that, as a fly half there, I think he's, sort of getting back to some of his best rugby. And I'm really interested to sort of see if we'll see him in action potentially against the Springboks towards the end of the year if he gets that Wales call up as well. The rest of the back line, Luke Morgan, Matt Petherill will be the 2 wings, Owen Watkin and Tian Thomas Wheeler in the centres, and Dan Evans at full back. Coming off the bench for the home side will be Elvis Toner, Gareth Thomas and Tom Buerter for the front row, then Rhys Davies, Ethan Roots, Ruben Morgan-Williams, Stephen Myler and Joel Hawkins complete the rest of the bench. So look, lineouts were, I think, a bit of an issue, last week for the Sharks, something that they're going to have to be quite cognizant about this weekend, because between Adam Beard and ALUN Wyn-Jones, they should have a very solid set piece. Will Ospreys. I'm very keen to see how Anscombe should sort of approach the game. I think that he'll be quite an important player. Trying to sort of counteract this team, it's a very much rotated Sharks 15 who line up with 2 new front rows. Institu Kumkuna and Kieran van Vuren are in the front row, and they partner Thomas du Toit, who will captain the side this weekend, with Pepsi Buthelezi dropping down to the bench. The 2 locks will be Ruben van Heerden and Haran Andrews. Leroux Roots has also dropped down to the bench. Gebrand Grobler continues to play in the number 7 jumper, but he's got 2 new flank partners in James Fenton, the number 6 jersey, and Henko Venter shifts to number 8. Ruan Pienaar, Buddha Chamberlain will continue their halfback combination. We saw Ruan Pienaar operating at 10 for a bit towards the end of last week's game. The 2 wings, I think Abraham keeps his spot in that back line. We're one of the few people who does. He's got a new wing partner, Morris Porkita, Anthony Folming at fullback, and a new centre combination of Marius Lowe and Jeremy Ward. Jeremy Ward had a decent cameo off the bench, gets rewarded for that, and we'll get a start this week. And then in the off the bench for the Sharks, Dan Jooste, Kwezimana, Lawrence Adrianson, No Fez and Bartu, who gets the week off. And then Leroux Roots, Pepsi Buthelezi and Dylan Bishop to complete a 6-2 split. So forwards coming off the bench, try and add a bit of sort of impetus to that Sharks pack. And then Sanena Humber is recalled into the 23, and Werner Koch is the utility back, can operate at centre, can operate at wing. We've seen that Butcher Chamberlain could potentially drop to full back if need be, and Ruan Pienaar into fly half. So it's quite a nice sort of having something like a Ruan Pienaar really does help the idea of a 6-2 split in terms of having that sort of ability to try and sort of turn players around a little bit. For the Sharks, you know what? It's I think each side would be wanting to get at least one victory over the tour in there. And I think that, the likes of the Stormers butchered the opportunity in the first week. They should have probably beaten Benton. They probably did enough throughout the game to try and get the result, and then just couldn't get over the line. The Lions did manage to get off to a good start against Zebra, who I think will be a little bit of the whipping boy so far in the competition. But for the Sharks, I think after a very positive second half last week, I think they'll be quite full of confidence. And I think they'll try to give Ospreys a go, and I think look, on paper the Ospreys side is of course much stronger, and obviously we know the Sharks will get a lot better when their Springboks return. But I do think it's a decent Sharks side, and I do think they've got players there who can do a job. It just comes down to laying the platform and then exploiting it. Let me know what you think will happen in the game. Give me your score predictions down in the comments below. Smash like the video and subscribe to the channel as well. My name is Steven. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll chat to you soon.